Welcome to my channel. I'm Amanda and today I'm playing with Color Stories Inspiration, or CSI, which is a really neat group of creators that's on Facebook, and they do these case files. And so you get two different sheets. So there's a color sheet with a whole bunch of prompts and then an overview sheet, and that's pretty neat. I'm also using my counterfeit challenge and the iNSD 2024 prompts. So, and then these are my pictures. But back to the CSI, they do have a Facebook group, and they do put out 2 case files each month to do. So I chose this first one because the colors worked with my counterfeit kit, and also I had these zoo pictures that I wanted to do, and it kind of worked well with the zoo animal theme. So I'm also using this Echo Park Dreamer Girl, and I'm going to do white cardstock as my base. And I'm going to do more of it's going to be a double page layout, and it's going to be a little blocky. So I'm going to use this one first. I am going to tape these together for a second just so that I get that full view of what I want to do. I don't do this for very long, which is kind of funny, but... And then when I cut this, I must have cut it just shy of 12 inches because it ends up being a little short, but I'm not going to worry about it. So I'm just going to cut a strip. I'm cutting about, I think it's 1.5 inches off of this. And then I really like the back side, which is Hearts and Stars. And I picked out this green. So this green is not quite the same green on the color story match, but I needed 2 pieces of this cardstock. And this is the only green I had 2 pieces with that actually matched the colors well enough on this piece of paper. Otherwise, it was almost like a black green, and that would have just been way too dark for what I'm doing. So this more pastel-y green is what I'm going to go with. I decided to do 2 strips of the heart pink paper. It's Hearts and Stars on that one. And I think these are probably 1/4 inch is what it's looking like. And then making sure that those are 12 by 12. The one white was not. I don't know what I was doing with my paper trimmer today, but it is what it is. And so I do want some white hanging off on both edges of this. And I'm going to get this down. And I'm just using my T-square to make sure that these are going down straight. The first one I used tape with, and then this one, because I want it to line up with the circle paper, I just used some glue because I can sneak it or snug it right up close. And then this piece is going to go here. Just straighten that out a little bit. And then I'm going to get this on. So this one I'm going to use my tape for, but I'm going to switch it this way so that I can line up this piece of paper and then drop it. And so that lines it up pretty good. And then I'm just going to cut it off with my scissors. It's not perfect, but I'm not going to worry about it. And then the other side, I'm going to do exactly the same. So I did flip that one I've already done for my background so that I can just line this one up and put it on and done. And so that white piece is about the same. And then again glue, and then just sneaking this up right against it, and then the green piece again. Which I think that circle piece is not quite square, but well, it is what it is. And then getting the glue on so that I can get that as lined up with this one as possible, and then slicing that little bit down. And now I have my base done, and then I decided I wanted a little bit more of color across, so I pulled this one out, which looks kind of like fireworks. I don't remember what it's called. I think it is, I don't know if it was Studio Calico or Hip Kit Club, but it's one of the two. I do go through what all of my papers are called in my kit share, so if you're really interested in what it's called, it is from a kit club, so you may not be able to get it anymore, but something similar would work too. And then I'm just lining this up and cutting a little bit off, and then using this other side and my T-square as a guideline for where this other strip goes. And this is about, I think this is 3 inches wide. And then it gives a nice shelf. And I'm just going to use glue braid on my base page so that there's some wiggle room for this one as I put it down, so I get it exactly where I want it to go. And then it's not a big deal. And snipping that one off. And there's the base, and I have a ton of photos. So, like, wow, lots of photos. So on this side, I'm going to do kind of like a grid layout, and I'm going to do them all snug up against each other. So 2 of them are going to stay 4x6s, and then the upper right and the bottom left, I'm going to trim down to 4x6. And then these 2 on the left or right side of the page are going to be just diagonally placed. And so I'm going to trim these all down to 4x4, this one down to 4x4. The one where I'm with my oldest and the giraffe is also going to go to 4x4. And this didn't actually cut as well as I wanted it to. I don't know why, but the giraffe is the important part, so I don't want to cut too much of the giraffe out. And it just didn't cut really nice, probably because I had just a little bit to come off, and it doesn't always do super well with my photos, but is what it is. So it's looking like this, and then I have a lot of photos left over, so I'm going to do a pocket page insert as well. So this is a 6x12 pocket page, but the 4x6s are more like 3 1/4 by 4, or 3 1/4 by 6, and then the 4x3s in this are actually pretty standard. Like they're actually 4x3, which most of the time is not what I find, the 4x3s. So it's a different page protector. I think this one was a Studio Calico one. But you get those 3x4 spots, you get an almost 4x6 spot, and these on 2 of each on each side. So it does get a lot more of those pictures in. And so just flipping them around on how I think I want them to go. And then I do we'll have one extra picture that I am just going to slide in the pocket page underneath. So it's still in her book, but there's enough telling the story about the giraffes and being at the zoo for what we have. I don't really feel like I need another one. So I'm going to use some of this leftover scrap. It is not quite 4 inches long, but it can be 3 inches wide. So I'm going to cut 2 of these. And then I'm going to use that sparkly, well, it's not sparkly, the I don't know, speckled firework page. And I'm going to kind of line it up with what's on the background 12x12s. So this is going to go in with the green on top, like so. I'm just making sure it's all lined up with the photo. So that works out well. Just going to trim the little bits down. And then I'm going to put, I'm going to line this up. I'm going to tape it down so that I get it close-ish. So I want enough that I'm happy with where it's sitting on the pocket page. And so it lines up-ish. So it's not going to be exactly perfect. It is going to be a little bit higher than what the background is for the white pattern paper that it's going on, but it still gives that consistency and that feel across the page. And so I just skipped ahead. I did the same thing for the pocket beside it, and then for the pocket on the other side as well. And that green piece that's on both sides, I just use the front and the back. It's not 2 pieces of green, it's 1 piece of green, but with the 2 pieces of pattern paper. And then I pulled out these dollar store stickers, and so I found everything I could find that had some animal zoo stuff on it. So I really like these giraffes, which are part of my NSD challenge. So this would be stickers. It could also be glitter because there's glitter on here, but stickers. I also used pocket cards already. And then I will use that chipboard piece that's right there that says that Animal Kingdom. I thought I wanted this monkey to hold onto it. It doesn't actually fit in the pocket for the 3x4 because it does have quite a bit of dimension. So I thought maybe I'd put him on the outside, but when I do this, I'm putting some foam adhesive on the back because I need it to be similar height to that animal, so it looks like the monkey's holding it. This is super cute, and if it was on a scrapbook page, I would have been so happy with it, but because of where it is, you see the tail on the other side and the adhesive, and I really don't like it. So I could have, like, with the draft one card beside, I could have just smushed that all over, but I didn't really think about that until I was watching and editing and went, I could have done that, but I find something else to do, and that's okay. So this is what I've got going on here. So I'm gonna put a draft on this other side too, because he's faced in the right way. These stickers are not sticky whatsoever, so I do have to glue them down. So, which actually worked out well for me in the long run because I changed my mind about some of the stickers and it was super easy to move them until I put my Nuvo glue on. So this is where I've noticed, hey, I can see that. So I did try these two little stickers to hide it, and I don't like the way that looks. Very, very quickly don't like the way that looks. I thought maybe if I lined up the monkey on the other side, but it takes over too much of that picture, and I don't like that, so I'm just going to pull it off. So here we go, pulling it off, and I'm going to put the adhesive away, and so I thought maybe him here, and then I'll do something up top, but I'm just pulling the foam adhesive off because I will use it. And so this guy gets glued. So he's still going to stay there. They're going to face each other. I'm going to use this chipboard piece that says animal, because why not? And then on this side, I thought about doing some little phrase stickers, but they don't really quite work with what I want to do. So I'm looking and deciding and going, meh. They're from like a baby kind of sticker set, so it doesn't quite work as well as I want it to. Like, she is very much still a baby here, and so this is what I got so far, and I decide that I am going to get these pictures all pasted down because I might as well now, as I'm thinking about those other pocket pages and those cards and what I want to do with them. So I'm going to use my T-square as much as I can with this one that I just put on the bottom. That side is the one that's like kind of wonky. So when I put the 4x6 on, it doesn't quite match up as much as I want it to. So I'm going to do this side first. And using my T-square, then I'm going to use the top one because that's way easier to line up because everything else there went really nice and cut nicely. And then this last one I'm going to put down because that bottom one didn't cut nicely, and so then I can make it match up nice. So, and then I thought about putting the other monkey here. Then I have two monkeys on the same side, and I'm not sure I like that, but that's okay. So I'm going to use these two pictures here because she is so sweet, and why not? So I'm going to get these ones down, making sure that one is straight, and then getting this one down and lining it up where it's going to overlap that other photo and making sure it's straight. Above that photo is going to go my title, and I know that already. So, and then I decided to put dancing bears on it because when we go to the zoo, we really like the giraffes, and she really liked the bears at this time. We're at the giraffe enclosure right here, but And then I used the monkeys because she really likes monkeys. And then I pulled out this other chipboard circle, which says my, and so then I'm covering up the, so it says my animal kingdom, because she, for the longest time, thought the zoo was hers. So, and then I'm going to pull out this paper again that my strips are in, and I'm going to cut a 4x6 piece, and then I'm going to cut it down so it works for what it actually fits in. And then I was just trying to decide, do I do it with this? This would have worked just fine, but I really like the way that just the circles look with the circle that's on that chipboard piece. I think it looks pretty cute. So it's going to go on here. I'm just going to put it right so. And then I'm liking that. I thought maybe this fox would work. He goes on for a minute. He comes off in a little bit. And then I'm taking a look at the bears on both corners. So I have monkeys on one side, bears on the other. I thought about how to get this one on, and I decided, no, it's just not going to. I'm going to do title in wood veneer, which is another one of my 5 for my iNSD challenge. And chipboard was the other one. And then the last one I'm going to do is brads. So I do have brads out to the right of me that I will use here in a second. So this is just going to say the zoo. It could have said at the zoo, but the zoo fits in that spot really nicely, and then I don't have to think about it. And then this is where I decide monkey can go on this side, and then the 2 bears can dance beside each other. You won't notice that unless the pocket page is out, but now I have a monkey, giraffe, and bear on both sides, which I like more because those were her 3 favorite animals. That was one of my kiddos going, hey, who's that? My youngest. Like, your sister. Oh, she's so cute. She's like sucking on her fingers. She had this whole conversation with me. She was just coming down to see what I was doing. This was on Saturday for International Scrapbook Day. And so I was scrapbooking. I just didn't have a chance to get it all edited and up until today. So I'm going to put a little bit of journaling on here. And it says, I'm just going to look, we could spend hours just staring at the drafts, because we did. Lots and lots of hours staring at drafts. But, and then these are the brads, and my youngest was like, they're so cute. And so I'm going to put a monkey here and a giraffe up here, and, which is super cute. They're just going to overlap the title because I have monkeys and giraffes. The other brad in this set is a zebra, and I didn't really want to introduce the zebra, but these 2 work really well. So I have a couple on this side, and then I'm going to get a couple on this card. So it's going to have a giraffe overlap the my. And then this is when I decide that that fox needs to come off, because I do want another, like a monkey on here, and just making sure, putting that one flat and overlapping over top of it this way this time. And then poke a hole, put the monkey in, and I like that. And that's all the brads that I put on. And then I'm just going to double check that I don't want anything else anywhere else. And that is this double page with pocket insert done. This actually took me about an hour and 45 to do, but you guys get 20 minutes. So, and then here's the insert, just quick little close-ups of what's going on. And this one, there'll be some close-ups coming up here too. If you liked my video, I would appreciate it if you went and hit that like button. If you're new to me, I would love it if you would subscribe. I really appreciate you being here. That's so cute. So there's that right side, the brads and the journaling. And then that's all of it together with both sides of the pocket pages shown. And thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate you spending your time here. And Have yourself a wonderful day.